Greetings, Nicolaites. I watched The Thing last night, John Carpenter's The Thing, the original, with Kurt Russell, and I really enjoyed it. Watching it, I thought about the era when, films weren't as pretentious as they are now, and you could just get away with a movie about a spooky, goopy alien parasite that takes hold of an Antarctic research facility. Loads of fun. I really enjoyed it. Now, your average person will watch a movie and come away thinking of it as a movie where Kurt Russell is a total badass and he demolishes a goopy alien parasite that has all sorts of heads and all sorts of buckets of teeth and everything. But there are two types of people who watch movies. One type, movie watcher, just watches the movie for the basic experience. The other type always watches out for metaphors and allegories and things of that sort. And it's that type of movie watcher that we'll be talking about tonight. Overanalysis is a big problem in the modern film industry, because every film is trying to be as smart and aware as possible to make it onto Hollywood, because you got to have these big cash turkeys. You just throw the money at them, so you got to work as many metaphors and allegories and hidden meanings to catch those film buffs off guard and say, look, I bet you didn't notice that. And that's a real problem. You take my film, Vice, for instance. It is just about 4 pieces of paper, and they're the Bush administration. And they're stupid. Very good movie. Very good movie, And then you got stuff like, you got movies like Dumb and Dumber, my favorite comedy. Now, that's a movie you can't really overanalyze. It is just Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey going around and acting like morons. Is there anything wrong with that? No, it's a fine movie. It doesn't have any metaphors or allegories in it, but again, a lot of good movies don't have many metaphors or allegories. Watching The Thing, you can definitely see it as a movie with very few metaphors or allegories. I only thought this is about a spooky alien beast because I watch movies like that. I don't go for the in-depth analytical type nature because the way I see it, I'm not a director or a writer or a choreographer. I don't know their tricks. I don't need to know their tricks. It's kind of like knowing all the mechanics of a Disneyland ride. It kind of takes away the fun. Or knowing how a magic trick's done. If I can feel the powerfulness of a shot of the thing's stomach ripping open and revealing the teeth, and then he bites off the hands, well enough. The shot's done what it was supposed to do. I don't need to know how it created that effect. I just need to know that, it's a spooky movie. And it's a good science fiction horror movie. Now, of course, there are all kinds of meanings that one could read into it. Like, for instance, you could read into it, this is about alienation. It is about who's the human, who's the person. It could be about hatred. It could be about bigotry. It could be about prejudice. It could be about ostracization. It could be about pretty much anything. You could probably make the case that The Thing is, I don't know, a Muslim or something. But that's not what the movie is about. The movie is actually about a spooky alien beast, and it's a parasite, and it has, teeth in it. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know about what John Carpenter is thinking. I don't know what John Carpenter is thinking. I don't know what the movie means beyond there's a spooky alien beast and Kurt Russell wants to kill it. That's all I care about. When Kurt Russell has the group outside and he says, if you were any of those things, you'd be killing me right now. You know, I don't think, oh, he means the minorities of society or the outcasts, or he means, you know, oh gosh, the thing is a symbol of oppression, or, you know, I just think, oh, he means, since you're not killing me, you must not be invaded by the spooky alien goop that makes everyone faces split open, and, you know, that's the fun of the Thing. You know, same goes for any John Carpenter movie. Halloween. You could make the case that Michael Myers is, I don't know, a sexist. Who cares? The movie is about Michael Myers being a spooky serial killer on the rampage. Do we need to know his political views? I think not. Again, overanalysis in movies is a real problem, especially where the artsy fellows of Hollywood are concerned. You got a modern day movie like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought the movie was hot garbage because I watch a movie for things like character development and effects and good writing. I don't watch the movie for smart little references that Quentin Tarantino makes to say to his audience, look, we know about that. I made a funny sketch where I play Quentin Tarantino. I suggest you go watch it. But my point being, take Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for instance. You have the epic scene, which was in the trailer, and this was one of the only scenes I was pumped for, is where Bruce Lee fights Brad Pitt. That sounds pretty epic, doesn't it? I mean, it's the fight of a century. You got Bruce Lee, and then you got Brad Pitt. But for someone who's so billed as wanting violence, the scene actually ends. It just ends, and some producer comes in, she's like, break it up, you know. And that sucked. And I thought, wait, who wins? Is it Bruce Lee, or does Brad Pitt win? Neither of them win. They just tied. You know, I can accept Brad Pitt winning, or I could accept Bruce Lee winning. I mean, I'd prefer if Bruce Lee won, but, you know, it's like, that's a scene that meant nothing, you know? That's a scene that meant nothing. And I think it's because Quentin Tarantino is a pretentious little moron, and he thinks, oh, I'll put in a scene that is unnecessary, and then people will try to rack their brains and think, oh wow, that must mean something incredible and very, very, you know, oh wow, mind blown. Either that, or there really is something, and I just don't get it. That scene was the most boring. Oh my gosh. See, Quentin Tarantino is a master of not following Chekhovs gun. You know what Chekhovs gun is. If you're going to put a scene of Bruce Lee and Brad Pitt fighting in the trailer, it will be in the movie. And if it's set up that they're going to fight, the fight will end and one of them will win, because that's kind of the point of the fight, is that they have kind of a feud. So Brad Pitt is making smart remarks. You got Brad Pitt, legendary. You got Bruce Lee, also legendary. Think of the incredible fight that could ensue, right? But Quentin Tarantino doesn't do that. Does John Carpenter do Chekhov's gun? Absolutely. He does it down to the letter. You've got the opening scene where they're trying to kill the dog, and then it keeps showing shots of the dog, so you know that the thing is in the dog, obviously, because the Norwegian was trying to kill it, and it keeps showing the dog as if there's something wrong with the dog. If the thing just crawled out of the Norwegian's corpse, that would mean that all those shots of the dog were useless. And that's stupid. And John Carpenter, being an excellent filmmaker, doesn't do that. That said, is overanalysis a problem in modern cinema? Yes. Too many people don't go to a movie just to watch a goopy alien beast. I can enjoy that. In fact, while I don't care for metaphors or allegories in what I watch, I really do like effects. My gosh, The Thing is epic. The remake with CGI, garbage. The Thing would look stupid in CGI, but it's practical, so it demands respect. I respect the goopy alien beast with 1,000 teeth, because it's practical effects. It looks real. CGI, garbage. You know, I am what you call, I'm metaphorically impaired, as it were. I don't look for deeper meaning in a movie. If a movie is about an issue like sexism or racism or some modern issue, that's fine. But it has to be about that. Like The Butler, for instance. Wonderful movie. Black Klansman. Great movie. But you don't need to overanalyze them because they're about what they say they're about. Then you've got the hot garbage like Zootopia, streamed from Disney. This is about racism, you get it? The prey is the white people and the predators is the black people. And also, the rabbit lady, she's the victim of sexual harassment. Either you're going to make a stupid kids movie with talking animals, or you're going to make a statement on sexism or racism. You can't do both, because Disney is one of the most censored studios on the planet. So, Zootopia is just made for some weird kind of parent who's not willing to actually present the real problems of the world, but at the same time is willing to go into some stupid animated movie and show their kid a watered-down version of actual societal issues. And again, there's nothing wrong with cheap entertainment. I love cheap entertainment. I like just a simple story, like The Thing. The Thing is epic. It's just about a goopy alien, and the goopy alien is scary. Now, you got garbage like A Quiet Place. And I was discussing this, of course. You got garbage like A Quiet Place. What if there was monsters, and the monsters would kill you if you made a noise? And here's why I don't like post-apocalyptic movies. Because I don't want to root for characters that have nothing to win. Say they kill all the noise monsters. The world is still in a state of hell, and they'll probably die. Their life expectancy is obviously shortened. I don't care if Emily Blunt and John Krakowski win against the noise monsters, because all of humanity is still dead. They have no food, no water, they're going to die. And furthermore, what happens to the fellows who work in the nuclear reactors? I'd think those nuclear reactors would just explode, but of course A Quiet Place doesn't care about realism like John Carpenter does. The Thing is excellent because it's about characters with actual stakes, because the world hasn't gone to shit yet, but if they allow The Thing to get out, it easily could. So the question is, should they try and escape and risk infecting the world, or should they just die and bring The Thing down along with them? I think the movie ends on an excellent, ambiguous note as Kurt Russell and the other guy just kind of sit out, and maybe the other guy is infected, maybe he isn't. Who knows, That's great. That's a good movie. I enjoy it, as it's about before the apocalypse. I don't care about after the apocalypse. I don't care about after the noise monsters have killed 95% of humanity. Yeah, you're never going to have 8 billion people again. That's just a depressing and lazy and bad movie. Now, you take, for instance, The Invisible Man. There's supposed to be a remake with Johnny Depp. And while I hate the Tom Cruise Mummy, which is, garbage, the Brendan Fraser version is also garbage. The only good version of The Mummy is Boris Karloff. Duh. Lon Chaney is trash, too. But my point being, there is supposed to be an Invisible Man with Johnny Depp, which actually sounds very good. I like Johnny Depp. He was Ed Wood. He was Edward Scissorhands. He's Sweeney Todd, and he's Mad Hatter. He's Willy Wonka. He's Captain Jack Sparrow. All these great characters. Now you think, oh wow, he's going to be the Invisible Man. Maybe there'll be, you know, the scene where he's wearing his classic getup, the bandages, sunglasses, you know, the whole 9 yards. That'd be epic. Because the thing is, with the Invisible Man, I really like Claude Rains. And, you know, I really would enjoy seeing Johnny Depp in a Universal Studios production. I think Universal has the potential to market these characters. I mean, they do own the rights to them, so they should do something with them. But my point being, if Johnny Depp was the Invisible Man, that'd be cool. I'd really go for that. Much more than Tom Cruise and the Mummy. Maybe they should have started out with the Invisible Man. But my point being that the Invisible Man sounded very good. Now there's going to be a remake from Blumhouse, my least favorite studio of all time, behind such garbage as Truth or Dare, Happy Death Day, the new Black Christmas, which was utter trash, and now they're going to do The Invisible Man. H.G. Wells' classic story deserves a good treatment. It is about a tragic, mad scientist who's driven mad by his own potion. He is slowly driven away from the people he loves until he ceases to exist. It's a tragic story, and you really feel sorry for the Invisible Man by the time it's over, because he was messing with stuff that he shouldn't have been messing with. The new Invisible Man is not like that. He was crazy before he developed the formula. He's a domestic abuser, and we don't care about who plays the Invisible Man. He's just invisible on the poster. We just see Elizabeth Moss's face. Wow, I care about his wife. I don't care about who plays the Invisible Man. All we know is just that he's a crazy and horrible person. How cheap. You know, how cheap. You can have a scary Invisible Man movie, that's fine. You know, just no need for him to be a domestic abuser. Have him do like other crazy stuff, like rob banks or whatever, you know. I got a great issue of H.G. Wells here. He's a master of sci-fi. Look at The Invisible Man. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? It's The Invisible Man. You know, he's got the bandages, he's got the sunglasses. He looks pretty cool. I really like the Invisible Man. I like him as a character. I think he's the most underrated Universal monster. You know what this new Invisible Man movie looks like? Garbage. Because it's trying too hard to be politically relevant. You don't need to be. Just make him a spooky, invisible fellow who's going slowly crazy, and he has bandages and sunglasses. And if he was played by Johnny Depp, that'd be incredible. Because Johnny Depp is a good actor. It's assumed that, oh, we don't need to hire anyone who's competent to play the Invisible Man, because he's just invisible. But that's not how it is. You actually need to have someone with a great voice, and you need to, you know, have good special effects to make the, you know, the movements seem convincing and everything. In the 1930s, the Invisible Man effects, that was like, oh gosh, everyone was blown away. This new remake won't be doing any of that. It won't be blowing anyone away with its special effects. Movies these days aren't to let you escape from the world. They're not escapist anymore. Now they're just to remind you of the world and how garbage it is. You know. And that's for the most part the problem. There needs to be more escapist movies. And for the politically minded, there can always be great movies like The Butler or Black Klansman, or, you know, anything by Spike Lee, or, you know, even the new Shaft looked pretty good. But the trouble is that there's garbage like Black Widow coming out. There's Black Widow coming out, and it looks like the most garbage movie. Oh, her one superpower is she's a woman, and she's hot. You know who's a much better female superhero? Wonder Woman. I like Wonder Woman. She was invented in 1941. That's pretty epic, you know. Incredibly progressive for the 1940s. She's got bullets that can do, you know, she's got bracelets that deflect the bolts. She can run like 70 miles an hour. Why do I care about Black Widow? She can just do karate. Lots of people can do karate. Why do I care? You know, she doesn't have any superpowers, and she's not even the coolest Avenger. You know, the shot where, you got Thor, you got Hulk, you got Iron Man, you got Captain America. Who cares about Black Widow? She's just there to be the eye candy. You got even a better character is Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four, Sue Storm. Fine character, but there's not a whole movie about her. That'd be better if she's a character again and has an actual superpower. Wonder Woman, I might make a movie about Wonder Woman these days. As I consider a very interesting character. Much better than Black Widow. The point being, Black Widow is a very pandering movie. My favorite movie, since I'm an absolute nihilist, is Rubber, because it states outright that it happens for no reason. So much fun. Gosh, everyone always asks me, what's your favorite movie? I like a lot of movies. But I like Rubber. I'd say it's my favorite of the past 10 years. I have fond memories of that thing. And just laughing hysterically at it, because it's about a tire that kills people, and nothing more. My gosh. Great movie. I genuinely enjoyed it. And then you got fun movies like The Thing. You got fun movies like, there are a lot of movies with nothing deep about them. They're just for entertainment purposes. Now that's not to say that there aren't some movies that would be kind of fun to nitpick apart. Like Kubrick, for instance. Everyone always says he's got tons of details in there. Personally, I can't spot them. Because again, I'm metaphorically impaired. If I watch The Shining and there's an elevator filled with blood, I don't think, oh, this is about the Native American genocide. I just think Jack Nicholson is going crazy and he has an axe. But again, some people like to analyze Kubrick's movies and think that, he decides literally everything. Nobody could do that. Nobody can literally, choose every detail and give it some kind of significance, That's impossible. You got classics. You got Psycho. You got Rear Window. You got, what's the other one? You got Fritz Lang. His is kind of fun to pick apart. You can stare at Dr. Caligari and say this is about the depression that Germany feels after World War I, or you can just think it's about a spooky mad scientist in a Dr. Seuss landscape, and he does spooky stuff. Is Nosferatu, World War I, or is he just a vampire? I prefer to think just a vampire. That's how I watch movies. So again, many people, tend to insult my work. This is what it gets right down to. Many people tend to insult my work because it seems very simple, and it lacks complexity. Now again, I am trying to do a little political satire, but first and foremost, College Buddies is a comedy, which means, it's not going to be the most sharpened thing. It's not going to be Citizen Kane. If I ever say, keep in mind this, if I ever say College Buddies is on par with if I ever say it's on par with like Michelangelo or something, I'm kidding. If I say it's better than Watchmen, I do mean that. Watchmen is hot garbage. Alan Moore is one of the most pretentious people alive. I find it really hard to believe that you people deride my work just because it's simple, but then pay Alan Moore. Oh, look, it's edgy. It's the edgy superheroes. You got the Vietnam War. Look, it's Dr. Manhattan's. It's Rorschach, and he kills the dog. Like, oh my gosh, it's Watchmen. Because there are worse artists than me. Alan Moore, for one. Art Spiegelman for another. Will Eisner for another. Their work is trash. But keep in mind that I do try to remain humble. Because humility is a necessary part of the gig. Again, you might say, is there anything really worth analyzing? certainly, some things are overanalyzed, like movies. But some things are underanalyzed, like College Buddies. There's so much detail in the series that nobody's picked up on. I mean, if you buy a copy of College Buddies and read it cover to cover, you can come away with so many ideas about the characters, who they are. You know, and in a world where everyone likes to analyze everything, I'm shocked that everyone just dismisses College Buddies as tripe. I mean, there is a lot of detail in there, and I packed it in there just for people like you, who love to overanalyze things. You see? So, you know, while I'm metaphorically impaired, I make College Buddies with plenty of metaphor and allegory that you can pick apart. You can look at, you know, the universe, you can look at Snackos, you can look at so much stuff. There's a big interconnected universe within College Buddies. And I assure you, it's not a simple series. It looks like a simple series, but once you really get into it, once you really take the time to read it, then you come to understand that it is something far more. It is legitimate art. And it's much better than Watchmen or anything. But again, these are the troubles that one must face in a society that can't accept, you know, just basic entertainment. And again, I can be entertained by the most gut-level thing, like Kurt Russell, and he throws a dynamite at the alien beast. It's a goopy alien beast. It has crazy organs and silly string, and it can come in 100 fun varieties. You know, it can be a spider head, or it can be on the ceiling, or it can be you know, it got the tongues, you got the, you know. I can be entertained by that. It's a fun movie about a parasitic alien. Good. What I can't stand are fellas who just overanalyze everything and then don't even give College Buddies a shot, because it can really be overanalyzed. You can really just read College Buddies and overanalyze it. I assure you, it's a more cryptic work than House of Leaves. Anywho, that'll be about it. Be sure to watch the video analysis in the video. Be sure to watch the reviews in the description. They're very good. Alright, that'll be it. It has been about The Thing and overanalysis. Just thought I'd talk about The Thing and overanalysis in general. I really enjoyed the movie of Kurt Russell and the spooky parasitic alien beast with the gory anatomy. So yeah, anywho, a lot of movies are designed to be overanalyzed. A lot of them aren't designed to be overanalyzed, but get overanalyzed anyway. And a small fraction of media, such as my comics, doesn't get analyzed at all. And that needs to change, so I suggest you write to Nicholas K. 1424 Columbine Street, number 1, Denver, Colorado, 80206, and get them comics, because them comics are the top comics. That's right.